And should we
We'll
just
come up with
read
the
all
topic.
of the athletes and athlete fans who are just very upset that I have an opinion and my reaction to it?
It
I
seems
got
like
some
you want
fun
to talk
emails,
about
man.
this.
I got some fun
You want to
emails.
talk your email? Did your email address leak? How did that happen?
I mean, you can guess it. It's my name at Flow Sports. Like, it's not hard to figure out.
You can guess it. I
If you
love
know
it.
my first and last name, you can figure it out.
I
Um,
don't. Did people want to hear that on the sub pod? If so, you could do a solo. That's fine.
no, I want to hear. There's been a lot of people who are tweeting like pro Kevin things. They're like, I just want everyone to know this is not towards Kevin. This is a Gordon only
There's not.
situation.
No, stop. There's not been a single tweet that says that.
No, you don't understand. I've looked and I've seen. We're not talking about you, Kevin. You do your best to keep Gordon in line. So
There's
you're doing a
not
good
been a
job
single.
at presenting yourself as the good guy in this situation. I'm taking all
I
your
don't
heat
even
for you.
know. To be honest, I don't even know what the issue is. But I'm
You're
glad that people
upset
like me.
about Christian Coleman not being in my top 5.
Got it. Okay.
You're
Again,
really
it's
upset
just
with the
great to be.
wordage of the tweet, but like whatever. Use your brain. It's not that big of a deal,
It's,
guys. Christian Coleman
it's
is
just great
a great
when
runner,
people love me.
just not in 2022.
Interesting. So
You agree
that's
with
what you
me?
want to talk about in the sub pod again, or we've already done
I
that,
don't know.
right? You already did that.
Dude,
Is this a thing that happened when I was gone? This happened when I was gone, right?
yeah, I did it when you were gone. I
Okay.
was in the office the other day
I'm s-
and someone came into the office to visit. And the first thing he said to me is like, Gordon, I saw your Christian Coleman take. How about that? I was like, my God,
Wait, who? No, you're
it's not
making
that big
stuff
of a
up.
deal.
This didn't happen. Who came
It did
into the office?
happen.
Who is it? A person I
I
know?
don't want to, you know the person. Yes, you know the person.
Okay.
You don't know them personally, but you know the person.
They're employed by
They're
the
not
same
employed
company
by
that
us.
employs.
No, we just know
Okay.
them. It's a colleague,
Okay.
friend, colleague. Yeah. Tell you after the
Wait,
pod.
if they're a colleague, okay.
Well,
I'm so
colleague
lost as
can
to
mean
what's.
like, friend, I don't know, like
All right. All right.
industry colleague. Industry colleague.
Okay. Well, listen. AMM says Gordon has great takes in the chat. So there you go. You have a
There you
supporter
go.
there. My
I
thing
think that might.
is, here's my thing. The whole word elite is just so vague and kind of takes on this sort of ridiculous emphasis, especially in the terms of sports talk, right? There's all these, which quarterback is elite, which not. Well, it's like, well, obviously they're all elite, right? If we talk
Yeah.
about professional athletes, because by very definition, they're elite. You do rankings all the time. I do rankings all the time. They're put in order, right? Of this is the person you believe is number one, two, and everybody can always get like mad about where they're at, but um, that's kind of part of discussing sports. I think you're right. It's just the way you word the stuff on the people see a headline and they react to a headline, and then you put stuff in all caps, and it's like makes it seem more dramatic. But I think if you're saying this is a top five, this would be my order. I think people would have a different reaction. It is strange
Okay.
though, like your top tier, like you have Seville, right? And listen, I love Seville. Seville was the guy who's going to get me because gonna win our bet. But it is like interesting that you have him up there. But
Well, he got fourth. That's so. I was
he
like, you
did,
gotta
he
do
did.
that. And
Oh, you don't have to tell me
Omanyala
twice.
has the unique situation that he didn't get a full honest effort because he got there late. And Omanyala beat Fred Curley this year, beat the freaking world champion. So those are my 5. The top 3: Seville, and Omanyala. Coleman
Yeah.
was in it until this past week. So
Well, and again, I think if it's like, hey, this is my top five right now, people react differently than if you say this person has been eliminated from. They're no longer elite because I think people read
people
elite
get their
as
feelings hurt too easily. Soft.
well.
Like,
I'm
come on,
I'm trying to.
guys.
Gordon is the epitome of hard, by the way. This guy, let me tell you, he's tough.
It's just,
It's
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 not
been
that
4 weeks
serious.
since he hasn't fallen off his bike. No, I listen.
It's not that serious, guys. It's just
No,
a podcast.
I'm trying to understand is what I'm trying to understand here. What the cause of this issue was? If people are stopping you in buildings and wanting to talk about it. All right. Is that
Yeah,
it?
this
Oh,
guy,
there's a
this guy's a yeah, he's turning into a meme.
he summarized it for you there.
I mean, the Bolt record one, he has a point on that one. I did get that one very wrong. But the other two, they're not cold takes yet. The Lane take doesn't cash until 3 years from now, and the Coleman take doesn't cash, I guess, until next 2 years or so.
Well, and he's phrasing it in a you just said not in the top tier.
Yeah.
You're not saying what he said right there.
Well, I used the word remove, and people don't like that word, remove. But I did. I removed him from my top tier. He's in the B tier now.
That's I mean that's like are you going to do tiers for everybody?
Yeah, maybe we'll do a tier podcast. I'll do tiers at the end of at the end of like the track season. I'm like, oh, these are the tiers. The
Here's
three
my okay.
tiers. Yeah.
I've explained my issue with um the word elite. My issue with tiers, especially in track and field, is they run the race. You can see them compete against each other, right? So it's not
Yeah.
that hard to
To
figure
tier
out
them.
the tiers.
But it is
It's
hard in
good
certain events where, like the
off
800,
season.
where the tiers change constantly.
Okay, that's the 800 this year. No, but on the women's side, it'd be easy. In the
True.
women's side, you have a very clear you have a in most events you could organize it like who can win gold, who could get a medal, and who can make a final. That's how you could break it down, right? And if you break it down that way, it's pretty clear at the end of the season who's in what tier because you literally had the race. You don't have to guess. Tiers are preseason, that's fine, or the one meet in when someone hasn't shown up yet, or maybe they've run an off event. That's different. But like we don't in track, you don't really need to do that as much because they're literally run the race and compete against each other. So it's like, do Bromell and Bracy belong in the same tier? Absolutely. Because the last three times they've raced, they've been separated by a fraction of a second. Like that is not hard to figure out, right? You don't need to guess. There's nothing controversial there. Well, like in team sports, when a team from the AFC hasn't played a team from the NFC, right? Or you're ranking quarterbacks and there's all sorts of variables because they don't all have the same receivers or offensive line, then it might be different. But they're literally lining up next to each other and racing against each other. And if they're not racing against each other and you're just guessing, then it's like, well, let's just not even worry about that person yet because we don't have any results from them. They need to show up and run. That's my thought on tiers.
That was a great TED talk. It was a great tier talk. I appreciate it.